All right. So today we're going to be picking up with TCG Card Shop Simulator. I played this quite a while back, quite a long time ago. Just checking into the new settings. So I do actually have the shop thing. Apparently, I have a mod that makes opening the decks faster. It looks like it's about halfway through the achievements. Box spawn limit. Sure, let's make bad choices. Yeah, so I'm looking to see if there's any additional accessibility settings. Nothing that stands out. But that's fine. So we can go ahead and get this out of the way. Like I said, there's a thing that showed new card and all that. Show new card? Yeah, auto next card. We'll worry about that later. All right, so with that, we're going to start a new one. Save file exists. Do you want to delete the save file? Oh. Okay. So, well, no, I've got multiple save files. Do you want to delete a save file? Either way, it doesn't matter. The game's changed a lot. There's been a lot of updates since I last played. But for those unfamiliar with this game, basically you run a card shop. It's in that same vein as like Supermarket Simulator and all that, except they do a good job of adding a whole extra level where you're doing like your card collection and all stuff. I quit my day job to open my own card shop. This is it. Time to get down to business. Set shop name. Probably ethical-ish cards. And collect. Probably ethical-ish cards. Yes. We got $1,000. So it wants me to open my phone and stock up card packs. Stock order. We can go here. And I have no idea how many of these I should be getting. So let's get 4 to start. Why is the price 0? I mean, if you're going to make the price 0, just give... All right. Ah, there is a delivery fee, though. How open box? Oh, that's right. I think I had a mod that let me pick these up faster too. Like I said, I booted the game up forgetting I had ever modded it before. Okay, so it was R. But yeah, that was mostly for when you're opening all the boxes. It's weird that they had no price. Cause that I didn't get a thing that did that. I'm thinking it's just because of the tutorial one for some reason they made it have 0 cards. And then we immediately abused it. Because why wouldn't we? Which is also interesting because I definitely had uninstalled this game since the last time I played it. You can open all 100 packs by yourself now. Market price. Something's not right here. Oh man. Bear with me 1 second. Because it looks like where I had a mod a long time ago that some's boogered up the game. And so I'm trying to figure out plugins. Does anyone remember where you even have the mods in this? Just because something is screwing it up. We're definitely supposed to have a price here. So I definitely, because it's not working right, because we went to mark that. So that's definitely something wrong. And I don't know how... Okay, I'm just going to have to look at the directory that it asks you to put the mods. I do apologize about this. I hadn't planned to play this today. So, TCG card shop mods folder. How to install mods. I do not want to look at a YouTube video. I would just like to know where the mods are foldered. Okay, it's in the app data folder. So bear with me for 1 second. We're gonna kill the game because there is something, because like I said, I had uninstalled it and all that, but it looks like it kept some of the mods from way back when I last played, and they are breaking the game. So it's app data. Why is that giving me information about Minecraft? Okay, local low. So bear with me for 1 second. I do apologize about that. It says it'll be OP Neon Games. Neon Games Card Shop Simulator. It just says it'll be in here. So there's a bunch of save file stuff here, language stuff. None of that looks like mods. This is super annoying. Yeah, because those are save files. Let's try manually uninstalling and reinstalling the game real quick. Yeah, no, because like I said, I had my guess of what's happening is, even though I uninstalled and reinstalled it, it probably left the mods behind. So when the game reinstalled, the mods were still there and it just booted them back in. And I'm just trying desperately to figure out where that place was. Yeah, no, that was the thing. I had the mod that let me open the stuff faster. Because when you got to endgame, it was definitely one of those ones you sat there for hours and hours and hours of just like watching the animation go chick 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 da 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 chick 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 da 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 da, and you're just like, oh my god, just please. You get to the point that is how you play the game. Would the mods be in documents or my games? I don't think so, but I could check there while we're waiting for the game to reboot. I do not set it, like, there was the app data folder that it mentioned, but I didn't see anything that looked like a mod in it. Okay, so try this. Okay. So it definitely has the mod loader thing there. Because BEP, whatever. So BEP, there's the folder. Where is that folder? Auto light switch. Hell? Oh, okay. So that was one of the mods I had gotten, was the auto light switch. Yeah. That's all I'm trying to do is locate where that. So let's check on that mod folder we had just checked. Because it said local low OP Neon. This is one of the reasons I don't like modding games, by the way. Yes, I don't see any mention of those files here. Let me go ahead and go to the manage the local files on the game. There's a B plugins. There we are. There we are. I found the folder I think is the one at fault. So it looks like I actually had the auto set prices, fast pack opening, and auto light switch. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those. And now with those files gone, hopefully when it boots up, we should be good. That closed the game real fast because I tried to do it too quick because it's still opening like the BP index, whatever. I don't think deleting this folder is a good idea, but I'm going to do it because I just want that to go away. All right, so now it didn't open up the mod loader or anything, so we should be good. That's fine. All right, so hopefully that takes care of it. It's looking like I'm probably going to want to play my own music while this is going on because, dear goodness, the silence is deafening. Never mind. There's the music. So give it a second. There we go. All right, so mulligan. All right, so my job, ethical-ish cards and collectibles. Ethical-ish cards, LLC, Inc., Corp. There we go. Alright, so now let's try this. Okay, that looks right, because the Cinder's like, I don't remember this being 0. I remember it costing us money. So let's go ahead and get 6 boxes. If the music ends up getting really repetitive, we'll kill the music. Market price plus 10% done. Okay. And let me ask the question, is the music in this game extraordinarily repetitive? Because I did notice I had turned off the music the last time. And I usually do that when... Sir, you have bought too much. I appreciate you. Change... How give? How give? What's that, space? You think it's okay? Gotcha. Yeah, and that was the thing, is I definitely had mods for, like I said, opening the packs faster for when you get to that stage. And automatically turning the lights on and off. Because it's so weird that you need to do that. Luckily, they don't ding you for not doing it or anything. Can you commit credit card fraud? I think they'll just complain and not follow through with the order. Most of these games won't let you just do that, like enter it and get the cash. Just gotta go, meh, because you didn't do it right. So you think enough customers will complain if it's not bright enough? Yeah, so it's just one of those things I was just kind of like, but why? I mean, in real life, yes, you have to turn on and off the lights, but like, video games. And very quickly, this will depart from like the supermarket simulator kind of model. Okay, so it wants me to grab a pack. We got a new card. Yep. Yep. Oh, that one's actually got an okay price, $4. But all the cards are pretty terrible. We did not make money on that. But the game demandeth that I take the cards and I open them. $1 something is not bad. $2 something is not bad. Hang on, I'm opening cards, sir. $2.33 is not bad. So most of the cards are just junk you don't care about. What you're looking for is those rare cards that are like, okay, this is a $100 card. That you make a lot of your money with that kind of thing there. Buy a play table and put it in the shop. Okay, but first, I'm gonna buy that. And get those. And those are accessories to sell. Do it yourself. Play table. Yeah, the table comes with seats. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to leave and take a bath. One pack? Why bother? Okay, so I'm already telling that the music's going to get very repetitive. It is one music loop. So I will probably be turning on our own music here in a minute, and then killing the game music. So I do apologize for everyone who goes to watch the VOD later on either YouTube or Twitch, because you are getting no music. There you go. So let me go ahead and settings, die music. And then we can go over here. That is not... Oh, it logged me out, so it doesn't remember my volume settings. All right, the music will take just a minute. One thing I've noticed with Epidemic Sound is when it logs me out, it sets the volume back to default versus like having it remembered on my browser as opposed to my login. Customer is selling. The ask price, no. So let's go here. Are we actually logged in now? Probably make the music a little louder than that. That's how you do it. You show up at the card shop and you clean off an entire shelf. Sir, you want me to sell me this $1,000 card? You know what I don't have? Anywhere close to that kind of money. Over here thinking I'm just rolling in the cash. Okay. I probably won't do another display stand. I'll probably take some of the shelves I've got here and repurpose them. So like consolidate some of the space here. What do you want? Go away. I'm not buying your cards. I don't have the displays to sell them that way. You eager beavers? Just moving these from the bottom shelf. Oh, that's not the one we're looking for. So your market price plus 10%. Okay. You need something? You're kind of just walking in circles. Are you not buying something? Sir, you're banned. Just walking in circles, shaking his head no. It won't be too much longer till it's closing time. I don't remember what time is closing time, but as you can see, you kind of start getting your shelves up and all that. Meanwhile, let me go ahead and wake the music up just... There we go. Just a smidge higher. And you do get staff later on that means you don't have to sit here and do this forever. We'll also get more and more variety of stuff. Get a warehouse, get a whole bunch of that. Well, sirs, you have yourself a lovely evening, but I'm going to bed. You can kindly get the hell out. We had 4 dissatisfied customers. We lost $400 because we did just continuously expand our inventory and all that. So even though we lost money, we got a bunch of merchandise and all that laying on the floor. So let's go ahead and go here. Not you. We can go to the do-it-yourself play table. Grab a second one of those. I'm actually able to put cards on display now for sale as well. So let's consider that. That's basically going to wipe us out for the time being. Does letting them play actually make you money? Yes, they basically play to have access with stuff. I don't remember how to sort these by other means. I know there's a way you can change how you're sorting things. Ah, here we go. So we can sort them by duplicates. So with that in mind, there's one duplicate. Yep, that's worth my time. Alright, we got a good card there, and another 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 good card there. What is going on? What is this RNG? Did I find, like, some magic super pack? Okay. That's more what we expect, is ones that don't pay hardly anything. Versus having, like, one pack that was just, like, nothing but good cards. So what I'm doing is I'm opening, there we go, $15 card, love to see it. So very quickly we'll start running out of cards. Ooh, $39.73. Need to open shop? I'm deliberately not opening yet. I'm going through a set of cards packs to get some stuff on the display. And then I'll open the shop once I got that. Because otherwise, since I don't have employees or anything like that, I'll run into the problem where I can't really take care of that. So you're worth $1. There's 75 cents. Yep. Yeah, and this is why I had the auto price thing. The auto price thing I was using for these kinds of things here, so I wouldn't have to set the price on each and every one of these. I believe once I've set one of these once, it'll just remember it. They do have the packs of cards and all that. I want to say they go up and down in price. I don't remember how frequently, but usually with that kind of stuff, I'll set the price and just call it a day type deal. Later on, I really won't want to sell cards that cheap. Yeah, that's the thing. That was why I had the mod previously, was I had played a whole bunch, and after a while you're like, oh, I can't buy a thing. And after a while you're like, you know what? I'm over just periodically resetting all of my prices. And so all it would do is it would just set, you would say, like, I want the prices to be 20% over market, and it would take care of that. Well, that's not right. You'll have to order more sets later. And I think it's around like level 5 or 7 or something you can hire your first staff member, and they're a really crappy employee, like a really crappy cashier. But, you know, by letting you do that, it frees you up to kind of just become the hobbit in the corner and just open your pack, like little gremlin who just hides behind the display, opening their packs of cards, trying to get their treasure. Okay. All right. Now we're all due to the table. No, that's fair. It is what it is. Ah, I think he wants to sit down to play, but there's no tables free. So that's why he's dissatisfied. So when we get another like $300, we'll buy another table. Because the tables, they don't make you a lot of money. You're giving me $10 for a 15-cent card. Dude, if you need change, just let me know you need change. You don't have to make a whole thing out of this. No thank you. Then all right. We got so many cheap cards over there. That's a thing that doesn't become an issue very long. Because pretty quickly you'll end up having higher value cards. So you won't be selling little 8-cent cards. It's not worth your time to even interact with it. Oh, dude, you're buying all my cards. Look, if you want to start your get your kid a starter deck, just buy packs, man. We need to go and have you doing the legalized gambling here. So let's see how we are so far as being able to hire someone. Tabletop? Oh, we don't care about that. Grading, scanner, building, go recruit. So, okay, level 10 is when I get my first employee. Which is a little bit of a bummer. But that's okay. Cleaning me out, I don't have any more cards to sell you. Because there's a whole thing about collecting the card yourself as well. Classic problems when you run these kind of stores, that you dip into your own supply. Alright, so let's go here. I need to reorder stock. Its own snag card before you price it? I don't think so. It's possible. I actually don't know what happens if they try and buy it and you haven't priced it yet. Because it doesn't it doesn't have a default price. It just doesn't have a price at all. They don't get it for free or whatever. Okay. Hang on. I'm pricing cards worth 5 cents. Which are absolutely not worth my time to do this for. You know, have a thing later where you can take your junk commons and all that. And you can just... Sorry. You can take your junk commons and just box them all up. And you can sell them, like, kind of at a bulk discount kind of thing. We got a big thrombo energy going. Up and going. I don't know what you mean by big thrombo energy. Okay, so 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's take a moment, because we've had a couple people complain because they couldn't find a table. There you go. Oh, we have reviews. The card is really cheap. Good prices, good prices, good time playing. Generally speaking, positive stuff. Alright. Okay, we got a $1 card out of that one. Not particularly good set. A lot of new cards. A lot of new real junk cards. But you get nicer ones. Well, I mean, that's a $1.15. That's $2.55. And basically the way you look at it is they'll have the card, and they'll be like the white border version of the card, the black border version of the card, the like holographic like this one for $4.71. To have that. That's like a parent buying a birthday present to a kid they don't particularly like. Yeah, it looks good enough. It's only 3 cents. Yup. 13 cents. Hey, you'll just have to wait. I'm busy opening my cards. Oh, $5 and a cent, $3 a cent. Wait, like this is another pack that like they're all in the 5 range. So it seems like you can get like a special pack every once in a while. That the special pack is just a whole lot of cards that are, you know, the uncommon versions or whatever. Which is interesting because I don't think they had that as a mechanic before. Alright. Oh, wait, I see. So if we click this, and actually get one that's not one I already have. If I hit 10% plus, it just automatically does. I don't have to hit market price, then 10%. Okay. You always round them up because you can't be bothered messing with the change. Yeah. We can check, because I haven't messed with this enough. We can check, like, if it always rounds up. Or if I hit rounds, it just rounds nearest, or how it works. So let's go check with this one. So I'll do this. We'll choose that. 10% round. Yeah, so rounding is to the nearest dollar, it looks like. That's fine. Once we start getting better cards, I won't be having to deal with pennies and nickels and all that kind of garbage. Oh, hang on, man. I didn't realize you're ready to check out. Right means rounding up the change given. Alright, so let's end the day. Cool. We technically lost money again, but again, that means we're leaving the day with less money than we started, not including all the value in products I got on my shelves. Alright. So with that said, I got plenty of boxes here. I can go ahead and back off into my corner, be a gremlin for a minute, and open a stack of cards. Alright, 265 card. Alright. Yeah, and Terramon. Okay, so we got 522. That's something. $11.50. $15.68. $2.33. $1.01. 74 cents. 308. $3.48, $2. And we'll unlock other series of cards later. 501, And it's kind of each one of these series will have like more and more expensive cards that end up showing up in them. So you kind of work your way up. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and open up. We can check on the stock. So I can start getting the bigger box, so we'll get the license on that. Did you end up adding a way to bulk open cards fast? I believe you can speed up the time a little bit, but not like you can just like hit a button and be like blast through like 20 packs. I don't believe that's a thing. I could be wrong. I haven't played in forever. The 112. Go away. Alright, so slowly flipping everything over to not do change. Okay, so 10, 18, 28. We need 8 here. Yeah, so I guess once the card drops below, would round up to $1. I won't bother stocking them. Okay. Yeah, no, they are. I figured that'll just get rid of them so I don't have to worry about it. Alright. We can actually go into our settings this time. So auto next card, show next card, or show new card. And I have it set to maximum speed right now. $3.22 in that one. $5.36. $1.12. $1.02. All right. $5.60. I remember back when they didn't used to have like borders and all that determining different prices. $2.41, $4.44, $2.70. Like you'd get your Darth Vader card or whatever, and it was just a Darth Vader card. Like there wasn't special versions of it. It was just a Darth Vader card. Or if they had a special version, the only special version was like this one's the foil versus the not foil. Versus nowadays having like, oh, this is the common version, well, this is the artistic print version, or this is the borderless version, or this is the whatever version. So if you want to like get them all quote unquote, it's a whole big extra thing. Okay. And I need... a couple of those. I was about to run these out. And we just keep turning all these around. $3.89, 91 cents, $3.41. So the thing is, like, if you look at the cost of what you sell these packs for, $5.24, there'll be times that you pull the cards and you lose money that the cards weren't worth the cards you pulled out weren't worth as much as the pack would have been to sell, $8.76. And other times you get ones like that, like 206. And that's the reason it's giving us the total value down there. 23, $2.70, 369, 366. $1.91. But yeah, so anytime I'm getting to the point where the cards I have for sale are getting to like sub $1, I'm starting to pop the packs to try and get more. We'll definitely want to move up over time on that stuff. Just trying to keep the value of the cards we're willing to sell higher and higher. I appreciate you spending 130 bucks in one sitting. All right. And I do look forward to getting a cashier. Are you... Oh, you're trying to sell me things. Yeah, so that's the thing. They offer... bit low. How about this? You didn't change your price, man. Okay. Now, downside with a lot of them are getting them like that, even if I get a super valuable card, if I'm unwilling to sell the dupes, it does become a thing that it just sits in my inventory for a long time till we get a duplicate. But, you know, we gotta collect them all. That's the only reason we're running the store, is we want to get the full set, and we figured the only way we would ever accomplish that is by going into the entire industry of just doing this. Oh, you want to sell me a card? Asking price $3. Is your final offer? All right. Okay, so we're officially at the point of once again running myself pretty much out of tables. So let's go ahead and get ourselves another table. If all tables are occupied, we get more tables. Is that a good strategy? Probably absolutely not. Am I going to do it anyways? Probably absolutely. Because one of the nice things of when they play the games there is I don't have to do anything. There's no inventory that doesn't give me money. But there is a very heavy limit on how many people we can handle in a day doing that. It's just kind of a trickle income. Alright. So you're asking me for over market price. I'll offer you $20. Is your final offer? I'll offer you $25. Okay. You feel like we could use benefit from coffee snacks to maximize the revenue from the tables? Oh yeah, no, in real life having this like a soda snack machine, that kind of thing. Yeah, so you see, they only gave me like 30 something bucks. They only gave me like $6. They don't really pay much for using those tables. But it's the thing, you just chuck it back there. And it's the kind of money that just automatically comes in. I don't have to do anything about it. Staff are uninvolved and everything like that. So think of that like you can get a much better active income or you can get a passive income. And honestly, considering everything here, I don't have that much merchandise options. About to level 7. There's level 7. It's also passive XP. This game does the thing where like a lot of the stuff you want to get is locked behind leveling. Okay. Alright, so we technically turned a profit that day. So first, tab, stock. Gotta get my restock. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to not be inside another human being in front of my store. This is not the place for that kind of stuff. Okay, $1.17, $14.40. All right. 66 cents. $14.56. Love to see it. $5.21, $1.31. This will also be one of those things that as we open the packs and I more complete my collection, I'll get more and more stuff I can sell. $27.51. So getting some solid pulls on these ones. $4.21. Okay. Alright. So is that enough to give me some solid options here? Wouldn't call them solid options, but at least stuff worth considering shelving. All right. And you'll probably notice that, like, right now, we're still operating with just one shelf. We'll definitely want more than all that. And we've got our tasks up there in the corner that's just like your tutorial stuff. Once we get past the tutorial stuff, like, they'll keep escalating, being like, okay, set up a tournament, okay, do this. But we'll get all that going. They'll have us buy more licenses for better things. So what do you got for me? I am willing to give you $1. That's way too low. I'm willing to give you $1.20. Knowing you sell at that price? $1.30. $1.40. No thank you, man. All right. $16. $1. $2. Alright, we're probably at the point of getting in our stack of cards. Because my display rack is getting kind of thin. All of it rubbish, that was a terrible pack. All of it rubbish, terrible pack. Hot garbage, not doing good. Straight up garbage. We had 2 or 3 that were worth a couple of bucks. Nothing worth anything. 163. So there's a couple in there worth a couple of bucks. 225. Yeah, so those are all pretty terrible, actually. That was definitely a set of card packs that I would have been better selling them as card. Did you just, like, buy off my entire shelf? Dude, I don't have inventory to put on there. You just cleaned out my rack here. Alright, so we'll probably want to open more packs to keep the shelf going. Alright. Because that's kind of the thing, is we want to make sure we have at least okay inventory on our card shelf and keep everything else we can in stock. And then we'll need to get more valuable different card sets and all that to start working our way up that way. But I'll probably want another shelf before we do that. Okay, so I need to go here, get some boxes of that. We can acquire a better license. What's going to need to happen from there is I'm going to need to get a new shelf. And start putting the new set on there. $16. 401. 862. 278. 487. Don't mind me, customer, I'm busy. That one's hot garbage. There's a 244 in there. Hot garbage. And we also gain XP for just opening packs as well. So I could just gremling in the corner and continue to open packs until the bank account runs dry to level. Alright. Sir, please get out of my face. I'm trying my best to get everything priced, but they just keep showing up. I just realized we don't have any tasks assigned, so I think it just left us to be like, yeah, you figured it out by now. Alright. As they're saying to prevent selling duplicates. I noticed they aren't showing the book. Yeah, no, I've set it to not show them. You can organize it, and if you organize it by duplicate, it won't show non-duplicates. Yeah, so there's an example of when I get it wrong. So you cannot do a fraud. Okay, how much does it cost me to get another display shelf? Yeah, single-sided display shelf that like the one we've got is oh, the workbench is what I can do to get rid of a bunch of those. All right, so we can make another one of these for 450 to get basically a duplicate of the shelf we've already got. Let's work on that. Cool. And I'll pop another pack, because look, I can quit anytime I want to. Alright. $1.22. All of it garbage. Straight up garbage. $3.04, $1.23, $2.95. Heard me call it out and gave me some okay ones. We had $5.22 and a $5.78. I will offer you 400 for it. I'll offer you 420 for it. I wasn't actually expecting him to go. Ghost Card started a different album. Yeah, well, we'll worry about that in a minute, because right now, I got no money. My store's operating revenue was just turned into a card. One that I probably will not be able to sell for a long time. Okay, so they're all playing their card games. It's fine. Meanwhile, we'll stand back here and just let our soul slowly leave our body, as we too would like to play the card game. You're just about to joke about pulling a ghost card and being sad just because you're keeping it for yourself. Yup. Oh, don't you get mad because all the tables are taken up. Oh, come on. Sir, I have like a third of my store that is just tables right now. You can wait. How's $30? $32. Yep, we're gonna be in trouble. I keep buying cards. Dude, stop offering me stuff. We'll get... Oh, I mean, I guess technically it's new, so sure, I'll... $1.30. But I mean, don't pay your bills? I think the game will forcefully pay your bills. And I believe, like, as far as, like, a lot of the other stuff, that's a new one as well. I'll say $1.20. I got a bunch of these I'm marking up to $1 from like 50 cents. Okay. Let's restock the shelves. So, like, the good news is we're getting a lot of, like, cards in our reserves, as it were. Okay, get out of my store. Alright. So I technically turned a profit of 56, but that's, again, with lots of inventory increases. The other thing is pay bills, rent, electricity. Okay. I'm just gonna go in my corner and be a gremlin. 78 cents or 76 cents, whatever. $18, that's a good one. $2.51. You had a $2 one in there. Not much to worry about in that group. $1.69, $3.12. We had a $4 one and a $2 one in there. So open up. So we're going to want to get some more of those, and we're also going to want to go down here and buy... Well, I still need to get the shelf for it. All right. And we're not too far off of being able to get our first employee. Which then I can just leave them shackled to the cash register. While I go sit in my corner and just gremling over some cards. And worry about, like, focusing on inventory restocking and all that. Because as you can imagine, as you get more and more inventory, you've got more and more running around between the shelves, trying to make things work and all that. So getting yourself away from the register can be really helpful. Okay, so let's see. We could get not that box. No, let's wait. Because I need to get that second shelf for the other cards. Because once I get that, it's kind of just a magnitude more money, and then we'll take a little bit of back and forth as we get to where I can have more and more stock in reserve. Eventually, we'll unlock a warehouse, which could be a really, really big benefit. Alright, so 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. And another thing we'll be able to do eventually is we get the workbench, and that's where we take all those, like, really, really crap commons that, you know, are like 10, 20 sell that's just not worth me bothering. We could sell those in, like, bulk packs. Okay, so I do need to accept that I am buying more of these, so add those to cart. Add those to cart as well. And drop you down there. Drop you down there. They do have the other packs, they're just not for sale yet. And I want to be careful about opening them, because it's going to take me a while once I start opening them before we'll start seeing any that'll be duplicates for me to sell. So I could very easily just burn all of my cash on that. And turn the lights on. You're willing to sell me this. I can offer you $100. $110. I'm not gonna be able to make you happy, man. I got 114 on my name, so unless you buy something worth some money so I could then give you your money back, that's not gonna work out. Especially since I'm selling cards worth $1. Okay, so I gotta restock at least something worth something. Alright, that pack was all garbage. 510. 210. So 2 cards worth a little bit in there. $1.49. And there's one for $2.70 in there as well. There's one for just shy of $5 in here. There's one worth $1 in there. There's one I think that was $11 in a $9 card. Yeah, so that's a pretty good pack. There's a 3 and a 2. There was a $5 one in there. $44 for change. Come on, man. For a card shop, I can't have you going here paying $100 for not, big items. Okay. Got some cards with a little bit more value on them. Okay, level 9, and level 10 is when I get my cashier. Which will be very lovely. And then it's we'll just say $500 to get the shelf for the other cards. So we're getting close, because we still have the inventory laying there. Yeah, we're getting back down to the $1 ones. I need to restock all you. Okay. So the shelf is $450. And delivery is apparently free. I had thought it was going to cost me something. Can I move you by chance? Okay, so it's Q. Yeah, it's fine. I'll check it out and be more picky about the price in a minute. Alright. Man, y'all playing here and then only buying a couple packs of cards. I need you to I need to step up those purchases. All right, so market price plus 10% puts you at that. So we're going to round up to $6. We're going to overprice it a bit, as everyone would expect from an honest card shop. If I'm not price gouging you at least just a little bit, you'd question my legitimacy. Just a little bit, though. It's pricey, you'll need to think. Alright, so they're complaining that I'm a little overpriced, but then they are buying a lot anyways. So, you know, I don't feel a reason to change. Because I'm more concerned about customer action, not customer response. It's kind of like how everyone kind of universally hates microtransactions, yet people continue to buy them, thus removing any motivation to not include microtransactions. Customer sentiment only matters if it becomes customer action. Okay. And we'll definitely want to get more of like the sets and all that as able. Alright. And to celebrate our new inventory item, it's time to open up some nice thing. Imagine if customer grabbed deliveries and ran off of them. Oh, it would be not fun to play this. So every card's gonna be new. So that one's $1.12. Because it's a new set, a new series. Come on. $4, $3. $1. We are not doing well on these packs. Because each one of those boxes, or each one of those packs is $6. So where I opened that and I got $2.25. Ooh, there we go. $54.85. Alright. So that made up for all the crap packs we had there a minute ago. Because I'm opening 8 packs, so $2, $2. So having 54 is about the equivalent of, selling 10 packs. So $1.49, $3.74, $5.76, $1.43, $3.51. All right. So unfortunately, because that was a new series, while I did get a bunch of cards worth something, I don't have duplicates of any of them, so we'll need to work on that. Cool, and the rest of you can kindly get the hell out of my store. Okay. So we'll start off by restocking what we can. I'm going to go ahead and just run through one of the cheaper packs here. And I'll probably buy like one of the more expensive ones as well. And do one set of each of those cards. Okay, there's 541. Most of these been hot garbage. All of it garbage. $505.20. $5.61. Most have been pretty bad. Okay, and we'll go here, delivery. Get 2 more boxes. Yeah, no, I appreciate that a lot of these games don't bother with the shoplifting thing. Because I've definitely seen games that have been like really kind of over the top cartoony with it, where you run and chase him with a baseball bat, and that's fine. But it can get a little tedious as another thing. Alright, $2.70, $9.63, $6.71. All of that's not worth anything. $1.13, $1.30. Then plus so we can get a little ridiculous. $8.41's not bad. $1.14. Alright, open it up. Okay. So the next thing, once we get that inventory on there, we'll want to get the bigger box, keep expanding our inventory. Pretty soon we'll get our first staff member, and I'll have to start worrying about that. I also need to check, I don't remember how often you gotta pay your bills in this game. I think it might be daily. Wait, TCG price? Oh, yeah. No, this is the whole thing, is like the price changes. It's a little bit at a time. But it's definitely one of those ones, like, I don't want to change my price. So I'm kind of just gonna chuck it there until someone whines. You know, once I start having people like, oh, I'm not buying it, it's too expensive, then it's like, alright, fine, I'll adjust the price. Or like once every long while, just go and do a quick run around to be like, Market Plus, and then all that. Yep, it already down to $1 cards. Okay, so I'm gonna have more stuff to deal with there. All right. We definitely need to get more card packs opened. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Fine. Alright, so we can go back in the corner. Come on. 2414, 2755, 2673, 2744, 2770, 2019, Alright, yeah, that'll do. $3.25. Yeah, every once in a while we get a pack that's just like one rare after another. It's probably like 1 in 20, 1 in 30 packs, maybe more. 1337. Is that like a god pack? Yeah, something like that. You just get a solid pack. Now granted, all of those were new cards, so that won't be stuff going on our shelves yet. Yeah, that god pack's in the latest update. Yeah, no, I think it's a good break. Because especially when you get like a bunch of packs that you're like, you know, the whole pack is worth like $2 or something cumulatively, and you go, okay, well that was just money wasted. And then getting the one that's just like, oh, this is just a really good pack. It's probably also a thing when you're grinding to get all of the cards. It could be a little bit more satisfying to be able to roll through there. Oh, here we go. $30 card on the shelf. $6 card. $5. Alright. Let's check our inventory again, because I'm going to need a couple of these. One moment, lady. It is a new card. So you're asking me for $3. How about $3.25? Because whatever amount you've undercut your own market value, I will certainly undercut that. Okay. Alright, so how much does it require for me to hire my staff? Processing fee is $500. Then it'll cost me that much a day. Okay, so you restock at a normal speed, but you're really slow as a cashier. I'm honestly okay with putting you on the cashier anyways, because I'd rather you do that. Restocking is easy. And I feel like with the restocking, I still have to deal with the individual cards as is. So it doesn't really help me that I be doing that yet. Not until I get my second staff member, and then we can split the job load. Alright, so let's try and get our ourselves to the point where we can get the employee working our shelves. Now we're down to $1 cards again. Let's go ahead and pop these. Just looking for new merch. $16, and I also saw there was a $4 card and a $5 card in there. Okay, we had a $4 card in here. $2 and a $9 card. Hot garbage in that one. $5 card. And a second $5 card. A $1 card and a $2 card. Apparently I messed up with the price of one item there. I'm not sure which one. Okay. Plus, once you have the art person doing the register, I don't mind them dealing with change. Because it becomes a not me problem. All right. You'll end up needing to get the loose packs. If I remember correctly, the big boxes, I believe you can just open the big boxes to get the loose packs. And do it that way if you want. To avoid stocking more. Like, your employees won't break them down themselves. But I believe you can. Alright, so if we finish up this in-game day, then we should be able to get our employees going and all that. Alright. I'm not going to hire the employee right now because we're at the end of the day and I don't want to pay him for a full day's work. When they're only going to be here for, like, the last tiny fraction of the day. Okay, and we got that. I believe it's also a thing that, let's see, market value on that, let's say 350. 380. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so pretty close to closing time. We'll have plenty of money to hire our employee the next day to work the register, and then we can just focus on staffing everything. And it costs me $50 a day, and we're making well over $50 a day as is. So I don't mind just taking over with that. Because then I'll probably end up buying more card packs and all that. And just, working through all that stuff. It's probably going to be a thing. I'm going to go into my settings. I'm going to lower the sound effects volume a bit more. Just so that when we're opening the packs, it won't get too much if I start opening a whole lot at once. All right. Rolling in the store. Really close to closing time to try and start a new game. You suck, man. Let's see. Market price is 10. I'm going to give you 9. And I think the store closes at 10. Rolling in last bit, just like real life. To be fair, I forgot the store stayed open till 10. I thought it stayed open till 8. And I was going to be like, yeah, like, it's one thing to, like, roll in and be like, I just gotta grab the one thing. Even that's kind of a jerk move. But, oh no, it closed at 9. So it's actually, like, split the difference there. Alright, so we'll let them grab the last of the inventory off the shelf and all that. And then once they're done with that, we'll advance the day, get our employee. And go from there. And that's a new card. You want 867? Honestly, I'll just take it at that value. You were already putting yourself well below market. I'll roll with it. You don't always have to price gouge your customers. Just most of the time. Alright, go recruit. Welcome aboard, friend. Okay, and our stock. That's too many. I can't afford it. Where is my staff member? Sir, I know I hired you just a couple minutes ago and told you to get your butt over here. I expected it to be faster. Alright. So you are terrible at anything. I can apparently give you a bonus. Man the counter. Oh, I can even have you set the prices on things? Oh, interesting. Okay, so man the counter, primary task. And how much to my second employee? Because that's going to be amazing. Level 15 is my second employee. So meanwhile, to celebrate my first employee, I'm going to go and hide in the corner. Away from the customers. Got a buck. 18 cents, a buck 75, 82 cents. A buck 27. A buck 40. $5. A buck 84. Okay. Buck 42. $3.52, $6.23. So needless to say, the cashier there, pretty terrible. Pretty absolutely awful. Absolutely horrific for that matter. But yeah, no, it's cool that they have a primary and a secondary task. So, like, for example, I'm like, okay, stock the shelves, and there's just nothing left for them to do. It's cool that they'll go around and they'll adjust stuff. It's also really good that I can have him adjust the prices for me now. So I can kind of neglect a lot of that if I want to. Okay. Yeah, you want $3,000 for that. You're gonna have to find a shop that actually, makes some decent money. We here at what's the name of our place? We here at Ethical-ish Cards Limited Liability Corporation Incorporated Corp. Yeah, we don't have that kind of money. We're just all about the price gouging and living in like barely functional price rates. All right, so stock, you. Grab some more packs of cards. Man, I got 95 cents. So unless you're offering it for 95 cents or less, you're on your own. We eat instant noodles every night. We're not buying that card. Well, it's actually every other night. We fast the other nights, not as like a diet strategy, but as an economic policy. Okay, $1.47. I want to stop the auto advance. I just realized it's going to skip past stuff that's interesting. $2.77, $2.34, but it doesn't look like you can do it in the middle of this. $788.93. There's the card. $11.77, $6.93, $2.33. Yeah, I forgot it won't it won't automatically advance, so it's like a high value card. So $2.90, $18.49, $5.22. Okay. That's an empty box. Alright, well. Can't stop there. 35 cents. $1.36. $4.31. Okay, so basically we're going to try and find some of those bigger ones. Okay, I got a couple $1 cards. $5.93, $6.04. $3.19. 73 cents. Okay, so market value on that is 11, and you want 14. I will offer you 9, friend. Apparently that was not the right answer. He didn't even say yes or no. He turned around and walked away. Market price is 17. You're willing to sell for 12.15? I can agree to that. That's 5 free bucks. All right. Look, man, it's not my fault. I can stop opening the packs in the corner anytime I want. You bought $2.57, $1.35, $4.17. It's I pretty much got to get the earlier sets of these sorted out, so we can start getting some. I can actually sell $414.63. There's another big pull. Can't sell it yet, but I now have one of it. So in the future, if I get a second one of it, and then I can put a $400 card on my shelf. Which is part of why we're blasting through a whole bunch of these packs. Because as you can imagine, I could sell the package for $6 a piece. But if I can get some of those big cards, it's a whole big thing. So let's go ahead and make sure our bills are paid. Gambling, pretty much. There is a reason I made the comment before that baseball card packs and all that's like that's just gambling. It's just gambling for kids. Well, adults are also welcome. It's just kid-friendly gambling. And people would argue it's not because the cards have value regardless, so you always win. But when what you win is worth less than what you paid, it's still gambling. $1.35. $3.40. Baby's first gamble, pretty much. And I say that as someone who absolutely played trading card games growing up. I spent a little while playing Magic, got tired of them continuously changing the rules. I'd come up with these cool deck ideas. It's not like they were targeting me, but, you know, Magic has always made all sorts of cards that were potentially unbalanced and broken. And I got tired of every time I'd come up with, like, cool new deck idea, it'd be just a couple of months or whatever, and they'd be like, okay, that's against tournament rules now. And you're like, well, come on. And sometimes it wasn't the specific thing I was doing was being targeted, so much as like, oh yeah, now you can't have, I can't remember, it was like you couldn't have more than 4 of the same card, not counting lands or whatever, and that was just to deal with a bunch of abuses. Let's see, when do we get lemon spray, Lysol spray for the stinky? I can actually buy it right now if I have the money, but like, you know, I don't get paid for spraying people, so it's too smelly. All right. We just lost our first customer over it, so now situation's changed. We'll need to get the auto scent thing there. Accessories. Cleanser spray. All right. Unbalanced and broke was your nickname in high school. You can spray them manually at first. You can. And this isn't my first time playing, but it's been a very long time. So I need the license for 300, and I'll need the shelf space. I really wanted to get the other stuff done. It's fine. Do it yourself, metal rack, get that. And then for the spray, because we're somehow got in the back rooms. Yep. It's fine. Selling a mildly used one. I've definitely seen that before. Not with the spray, but like where a company would go and someone would use something off the shelf and just put it back. You're like, don't do that. It's not my fault. Not my fault. I can quit anytime I want. $2.53, $3.62, $5.76, $1.92. Get a $6 one in there. It's awfully nice of my staff member to keep working after hours. It's unpaid. We're paying them salary, no commission. And thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Sure. Market value 120. I'll offer you $100. I actually kind of appreciate how often they're having the customers try and sell you cards now. Do you have any favorite card arts in this game? I haven't paid attention nearly enough to be able to answer like the favorite card arts there. Admittedly, I haven't kept up with a lot of the card stuff because, like I said, way back I used to play Magic the Gathering. Then I did a pretty good amount of time in the Star Wars trading card game. Oh, I guess you're out. All right, later. Cashier's gone. We're closing. So weirdly low key, I got to go to an event recently, and it surprised me that there's apparently an entire like Disney trading card game. I forget what the heck the name of it was. But it was just like they were advertising it heavily there. I didn't get a chance to like look at how the rules of the game even work. But it was just kind of things like, oh, okay. That's interesting. The art on some of it was pretty cool. I saw some of the Lotar. No, it's not Lotar. I think it may have began with an L. I don't remember. But like it was interesting to me that like the one I saw that stuck in my head, it was Winnie the Pooh, but he was like floating on this beehive with like this big like wand or everything. Is like Honey Sorcerer was like, what? So like alternate universe Disney characters that are sorcerers and warriors and all that. And it just was things like, man, I am just genuinely curious. I'm waiting till the staff member gets here because I do not want to deal with any of this myself. I got better things to do with my life. Like, be good about at least paying my bills. And as soon as I have enough money, buying card packs to gamble with. But it was interesting seeing that. I don't know if the game's any good or whatever. And I don't know, like, a lot of them were labeled Floodborne. I'm like, what the hell is a Floodborne? Okay. So you need to make me a couple $100 so I can go back to gambling. Now, if I remember correctly with this game, I want to say when you buy the boxes and the packs for like your own use, I want to say it doesn't really matter, but that could have changed. Okay. So you're willing to give me, yeah, I'll exchange that. It was an increase in market value, good enough a reason for me to take it. You got into the One Piece? I didn't know there was a One Piece one. It doesn't surprise me. Almost all of them. There's like certain things you see now that an anime comes out, they're gonna get a like a manga kind of comic series or whatever. They're gonna get, eventually they're gonna eventually get like an MMORPG or like gotcha kind of game or whatever on the computer at some point. That like will be most of the time truly heinous in their microtransaction nonsense. Like just really overtly awful with their gotcha mechanics. It's just a rite to passage nowadays. That's when you know you made it. Winnie's Hole might hit earlier access sometime soon. Okay. So let's go in here. I need to get some boxes of you. So I can be responsible card owner, card shop owner, and just make our money without gambling. We could do these things. We're not going to. $1.23, $1.58, 4.45. All right, so we got a whole lot of cards worth a couple of dollars in there. No major pulls, but like a lot of decent thing. It's a Winnie the Pooh horror roguelike. Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that because it went ooh, 1905. Nice. 34.93. All right. Yeah, because he went public domain. Winnie the Pooh did. Not the Disney Winnie the Pooh, but like the OG doll Winnie the Pooh. So like as long as they don't make it like a yellow bear and all that one like you know the difference between like the little toy looking one versus the other. All right, so a whole lot of $4 ones in there. Yeah, it's actually been surprising that a lot of those IP things that historically Disney has done everything they can to not allow to go public domain or whatever. That I don't know what changed, but it feels like this last time around Disney's like, you know what? We're just not gonna bother. Public domain, and I don't care anymore. I'm tired, Grandpa. Yeah, so as soon as we hit level 15, then we'll be able to hire someone who's a better cashier, and we can have this kid on the stocking side of things. Let's see, maybe Star Wars makes so much more money than Winnie the Pooh that they didn't want to even they didn't want the image hit. I don't think they care. Like they have done like the public like they've held like Mickey off of public domain and so many things with this thing. Did you notice the Stinky bought Lysol and left? I did not, but good for them. 334. They recognize they stink and they want to take care of it. All right, so most of these packs have been not great. Getting like the occasional good card, but nothing. Considering each of those packs is $6, and a lot of them we're not really getting our money's worth out of it. But that's okay. I just gotta keep. If I keep gambling, if I keep pulling the lever, sooner or later I'm owed a win. That's just how that works. Fate keeps a tally. Oh yeah, the mummy card art? Yeah, I should probably be paying closer attention to the art in the game. There is some nice art. We'll need to get the auto sprayer eventually. Oh, I don't think we have the actual lights on. Oh, we did. Oh, that's right. Didn't we have to like buy lights and all that to put on there as well? It's fine. Look, man. if I'm going to be supervised... Oh, 1 second. You want to do business? What do you got for me? So it's a $32 card, and you want $34 for it. Sir, let me explain how this works. The card has a value. I am going to be marking the card a bit over its value, probably about 10%. That means I need you to sell it to me below value so that I have the opportunity to make any meaningful money. So, like, I'm going to offer you, like, 26 bucks. All right, 27 bucks. There you go. He got there in the end. Yeah, no, it's... And I've seen that, like, in real life where someone's like, I read that this is worth, I read this thing's worth $120, I'd like $120, and you're like, that's not how this works. Like, somewhere I, as the one who am going to be holding on to this good and trying to sell it. $46.50, love to see it. I'm gonna have to have some place to get a margin. $22.35, love to see it. $5.70. Like, there's gotta be a place for me to get my margin. And sufficient enough margin that I can pay the rent and everything. $7.19. $22.35. I believe that $22.35, I think, was a duplicate. And I know they've supposedly made it so your staff members can get better over time. I don't know exactly how that works. Okay. So it looks like you got 1 star and man the counter. So I guess as long as I keep him on the same task, eventually he'll get good enough at it, he'll make good time. Alright. I understand. I bought so many boxes of those cards, and I haven't sold that many, but I keep running out of them. 524. It's the same with Fine Wine Market. You've seen that this wine retails for $1,000. Can you buy it for me for $1,000? That's like, no. You have no provenance and probably stored it next to a radiator. You want to make a 0 margin on it? Yeah, let's see. You remember when the Death of Superman comic was out and local store was only putting 1 copy on the shelf at the time, overpriced it, and then you hear the one who say we got 27 left. Yup. No, I've seen that before. 676. Well, it's like it's the last copy, and then you come back an hour later, and there's more on the shelf. You're like, last copy, huh? Yeah, we had 2 card shops in the town I grew up with my parents, and there's a one nearby us that was okay, and then there's a one on the other side of town, and that guy was pretty scummy. That guy would trick people into thinking their cards were worth way, way less than they're actually worth. That kind of thing. Take advantage of, take advantage of kids and teens who just didn't know any better. Be like, yeah, I mean, that Luke Skywalker card's, I guess, okay. I'll give you 15 bucks for it. It's like a $120 card. Give you $15. You're a good kid. Okay, so let's go to our inventory. So I'm going to need... So I need the boxes, I need the individual cards, and I need the spray. Let's go here. Add 2. Add 2. Add 2. That puts us at 550. Not quite ready to get more inventory. So buy all that. All right. Okay. Yeah, so pretty soon we should start seeing less and less new cards in this set, and getting some of the bigger ones that, if we get duplicates, we can potentially sell. Yeah, like there was a $6 one we got the ability to sell now. $4. All right. Okay, that's an empty box. The spray is all filled. We can go here. I wonder if I can tell the restocking people to just restock anything I got a duplicate with. How like any of that works. Alright, so you're doing your last sales. Come on, get it done, get out of here. Alright. I believe that'll save the day. Okay. Alright, so we got all that going. That said, though, chat, I've gone a bit long because we did switch up our games. So yeah, so the good news, I actually have my old save still sitting around, but that's fine. But yeah, so we're doing pretty good on this run. Pretty good stuff going on. We don't actually have that many different varieties of stuff. I do really, really like the idea that now I can assign the staff primary and secondary tasks and they level up and all that. Because they didn't used to have that. So you get those first staff members to and be like, this kid's useless. Like, you know, they'll work out in the beginning of your store just to take some off. But the moment you get the next staff member, it's like, you get the hell out of my store. So I've definitely done a lot to add more progression to that. Now, with that said, I am going to be going ahead and wrapping up. I do think I might do this again tomorrow. We'll figure it out when we get there. With all that said, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have enjoyed tonight's content, you're not already following the channel, don't forget to drop the follow. Obviously, we're not going to be doing any Coral Island for a while now. We just did a full S rank run. Maybe, so like with 1.3, like if I do revisit it'd be just to see the kids grow up. I don't think I will, because that feels like it's going to be like kind of post end game and just waiting for it. But we'll see. I'll probably be back to Coral Island at some point if they continue to add more and more, because I know they have the idea that for the Kickstarter they're supposed to do infinite islands at some point. That might be something we jump into a finished save just to check out for a stream. But that's going to be like probably halfway through next year or later, halfway through the year or later. We'll see when we get there. With all that said, though, if you're watching over on YouTube, the stream will be ending abruptly for you, but thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe. For all of those over here on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I am going to go ahead and put up my ending stream screen and seeing who I can find to drop a raid on.